Okay, patch 2509 came out about a week ago. I've been spending time just going through it, playing it, before I just came out with any crazy opinions. The first question I have after all that is, Riot devs, do you play your game? I got a lot of negatives about this patch, but I will say I do have a few positives as well, and I'll be going through it throughout this video. I'll start off with positives. I really like the map. Especially after last season, I was a little worried because I liked the Noxian vibe. I was just starting to get used to it. I was starting to like it. And when I heard that we were going to Ionia, I'm not the biggest fan of Ionia, if I'm being honest. I was always a big Noxian guy. I like Demacia too. Those have been my favorite regions. But kind of like Arcane and Piltover, I feel like the more I've been finding out about it, the more I've been liking it. And I really enjoyed this map. It was a good change of pace. It looks really nice and beautiful. And I've been really enjoying that so far. I'll be honest, I'm not a big Battle Pass guy. Don't really know how big the changes are. Haven't really focused on that. The Thornbound Atacon. I'll say I really like these changes in the fact that I like that this new one doesn't have Ferocious, because Ferocious was just awful. I hated that so much. Especially when you were watching like high elo or pro play. It's like game over almost. It was too broken. They kept trying to nerf it into the ground, and it just was always broken. It was always strong. The one thing I don't like about this is how they're just constantly changing objectives, constantly changing times. Like, if it was small changes, it would be one thing, but changing whole times of, like, spawns and everything is just huge for the game. It's huge, especially when you're watching pro play and all this stuff, people getting used to these things. It just isn't that good. But I will say I like the changes they did make to it, especially, like, how Ferocious is gone, like I said. Here is where I really start not liking a lot of these changes. The bounties, I think, was an awful decision. It basically makes it so like comebacks are more useful. It makes it so that these snowball, like things will go flip-floppy. If you're losing, you could just like flip a lead if you kill someone with a bounty. And it just kind of takes away a lot of the incentives of winning and makes a lot of games more like coin flips. And I don't really like that. It's probably going to make scaling champions even stronger, because games will probably go later. There'll be more flip-floppy stuff, especially in lower elos and mid-tier elos, which is not really that fun, unless obviously you're losing. But I really don't like the way they've been trying to do these bounty systems. It seems like after Boss, they've been trying to like change a lot of things because of the way he was taking advantage of it. But it just seems like it just gets worse with each like thing they're trying to change. So here's another objective part that I personally disagree with. I don't really know if Grubs needed any changes, and just changing the spawn timers and everything it makes everything so much harder. I was enjoying the Grub fights. I was thinking it was always like good and interesting to see junglers try to trade dragons versus Grubs and things like that, and this kind of, I feel like, messes with a lot of those timers. Who knows? I feel like this is one of those things that 4 months down the line we'll find out if this is like a good fix. The position binding and role swapping, I don't care. I was never one of those people that would not take Smite or not take like a support item when I would get in. So I feel like this just helps with people accidentally inting. So I really don't think this is a problem. Now on to the champs. I think the Annie buffs, they might be good. I personally don't really like Annie as a champion. With all of her range attacks and all of her range things, half of them are point and click. So if you end up buffing her too much, she ends up just becoming broken. So I really just want to see how this like gets played into reality. I haven't played against Annie too much in the recent patch, and it really just depends on like if she kind of feels too broken or not. Because when she feels broken, she feels kind of ultra broken. Ashe, I think that giving her a buff is not bad. I think low elo, this might suck, so I might face a lot of Ashes soon. But I don't really think this is bad at all. Gwen nerfs, absolutely nothing, as you can see. Armor growth, monster damage cap, like these are things that really don't matter that much. These are not really that big of buffs. The Q nerf is like a little good, but it really doesn't do anything. Cassante getting buffed, I don't like saying it because I do not want to see him in pro play like all the time. I will say I rarely see him now in pro play. So giving him a little buff I don't think is a bad thing. I think they kind of went really hard on him after like public backlash, which I totally understand. He kind of reminds me of another character that or champion that we're gonna like talk about later down this list, where I feel like when he's too broken, he just feels so broken because of his abilities, and it's almost like the kit is kind of broken in of itself, so it's hard to kind of make his base stats like really good. Callista, I think this is a good buff, I mean, it's not really a buff, it's kind of like a buff, like negative. Really just makes her early game strengths a lot weaker, but her late game, she doesn't just fall off a cliff. I like this, especially when you're watching pro play and stuff like that. You normally see Callistas dominate early lane and then just absolutely fall off. I really like this change too. I really like this change for Leona. She really isn't picked unless like it's round 3 like in Fearless or whatever. Like she kind of like is very down on the priority list. Champs like Nautilus and champs like Alistar are just way higher on the priority list than Leona is. So I think this is good changes. I partially think this is good changes. I feel like as you get better, Morgana's is like less useful. But I mean, I play Dr. Mundo, and I hate my life when I'm playing Morgana. I never get the block CC because she hits me with 6 of them, and I'm screwed. So it's just, I really don't like these changes for me, but I can totally get why they're buffing her. Neferi nerfs, this was the champ I was talking about. Like Asante, it's just, the abilities are broken. Like it's, if they're able to snowball, get ahead, then Neferi is just like unplayable to play against. When Neferi is behind or she's nerfed to the ground, it feels like there's no use even having the champ. It just feels useless. So I really just hope they rework this champ again. I feel like this was a failed rework. I hate seeing it, unless I have that player on my fantasy team or something. Like I just hate seeing Neferi being played. Orianna, I think that she deserves a small buff. I don't think it's bad. I think it's very high skills expressive. A lot, like, you really don't see a lot of Oriannas until you get higher elo. I rarely have seen Oriannas, and when I do, they're just inting the entire time. So I think this is a good way to get people to like start playing it more, get people to start like just getting more interest in it, basically. I don't really like Shen buffs. I feel like Shen's already really strong early, and this just is going to make him even more of a lane bully. I don't know if I really like this that much. I get what they're trying to go for. I've never seen Shen in the meta, so I just really don't want to see him in the meta, but we'll see how much this affects. More changes to the Yorick. I don't know if this is bad or not. I feel like Yorick's kind of the same way as a lot of these other champs. He just feels so oppressive and broken when he's really strong. So I don't mind these changes. Going down to the items. Again, we'll start off with positives. I think Boots of Swiftness getting nerfed. I think it's a good nerf. Boots of Swiftness universally was like one of the best builds to kind of get on anyone. There's obviously like some small exceptions, like full AD, full AP team. Obviously, you get either boots that you need, but Boots of Swiftness, like, I mean, I was using it all the time. So I think that was a good change. Symbiotic Souls, now this is where I get into the negatives. I think this is an awful change. The entire point of people buying it was for the Empowered Recall. I really don't care about any buffs they're giving it. People are going to stop getting these shoes. I get why you wouldn't want mid laners getting it. I feel like there were certain matchups, like you could play Cho'Gath mid and absolutely just have a free lane because of the Symbiotic Souls. So I totally get that. But like for everything else, like the whole reason was for this. So I feel like if you're taking away the Empowered Recall, you should just get rid of the shoes. I feel like they're useless. And it just, I don't know, especially watching certain playstyles be built around it just for it to be taken away is just annoying to see. I mean, I watched Los Ratones. They were using it all the time. And like, I feel like if you were seeing it abundantly in pro play, it would be one thing. But you already kind of see that with like Boots of Swiftness and like these other type of boots. You see them all the time. But for some reason, Symbiotic Souls isn't good. I just don't get it. So, Rod of Ages. I think these are good nerfs. I don't know. It's just being used on everyone. I don't really like that. I feel like Rod of Ages should be more like specific to certain champs. And mages right now, their item pool is awful. They use the same thing every single time. And I really don't like that. So I think the Rod of Ages stuff is good. I think there's probably better ways they could have done it, but we'll see how it works out. The Feats of Strength stuff I saw. This is really good, actually. Riot came out with like a message earlier basically saying, because everyone thought Feats of Strength was so strong early on, they intentionally had to not buff it because of that. They didn't want like public approval to drop. They didn't want them to start hating Feats of Strength. And originally, I think the number was like 71% or 70% win rate for teams that have feats of strength. So everyone was like, yo, feats of strength are so broken, we got to get them out of the game. But in reality, if you look at the numbers or the percentages of teams that take like the first turrets or get the first 3 kills, it's like roughly around 70% as well. So the actual like jump in win rate wasn't really anything. And view of it by the public was kind of different from how like Riot's like actual numbers. So now this kind of makes it so that getting these tier 3 boots are actually kind of worth it. All the gold is dropping on all these type of boots. I think this is much better than just buffing the actual stats, because then late game they're just going to be broken. But this just makes it so that it's more worth it earlier on. And I really like these changes. I hate it when Riot does this bullshit where they're like public perception over actual like what's fair and what's good. Now we're going down to the spells. I don't hate the Ignite stuff. The only thing I don't like about it is that it directly nerfs champions like Garen. I mean, I play Garen, so that's good for me. But I don't know. It doesn't really make me want to take Ignite in a lot of other situations as much. I feel like it just more buffs the champs that already use it. And TP is still amazing, like, even though they keep nerfing it to the ground. And I thought, to be honest, I thought we were in a good spot right now, where TP at this point is like nerfed so much that, I mean, you see people getting like exhaust top lane with Gwen. Okay, on to biscuits. I think everyone agrees biscuits are annoying as fuck. When I use them, they're amazing, but they're just too good. These changes, I don't love them just for the fact that I feel like early on they're still gonna be broken. They're trying to make it so that you can't hold them for team fights and you can't hold them for like these late game like type of like big team fights and use them. But still, this is so annoying. I just hate biscuits. I like biscuits when they were giving me mana. I was using them on Jax. I was using them on these different champs. But now that they're just like huge health items, this is like one of those things that just feels like it shouldn't be in the game. Okay, now that we got the boring part out of the way and we've gone over all this stuff in this patch, now it's what you guys have been waiting for. Top tier Go 4 gameplay. Banana. Remember kids, you guys stay nutritious. Especially if you're playing League, it gets really easy not to eat. I don't really know what angle is going here. I think it probably something super high skill expression like Mundo or Garen. The amount of times I've had to hit a clutch ass Garen skill shot R. They should be scared of me right now. I'm just on the up. I've only been playing for a year. About to hit Grandmaster in a few months. Like, 100%, dude.
Are you sure about that?
I'm gonna have to go Garen. I was talking about it a little bit. I think a lot of these scaling champs are gonna be stronger. So like champs like Mundo, like with Grubs being pushed back, with all these like objectives kind of changing, with the bounty system being reworked. I feel like games are gonna go on a little longer. Oh my god.
Our deeds take
Yeah, so this is not going well from the beginning, but we'll see how this goes. What? Yeah, that's good. Do that. Oops.
Has been
be just.
Okay, that proxy was huge. And he's going bot, so yeah, we're good.
Medicine time.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. I think I can get him here. No way. That's not bad for me.
In the king's name.
an ally has been slain. Has slain an enemy.
Okay, that was actually big. That was a huge trade. I'm dead. Yeah, fuck. I couldn't even get it. Oh, I'm so bad at this game, dude. If he gets this, I mean, I love him so much for this. If he does somehow. Oh, well, I don't think that's something possible. I mean, he's so dead. Good play, dude. Holy shit. No way he gets him too. Goat. Yo, he's fucking goated. Oh my god. That's crazy. Dude, I thought he was fucked. I thought he was so screwed right there. Oh, that just saved my land. He's goated. Oh my fucking god. Was not expecting that one. Our team might be dead though.
Shut down.
Yeah, that part's not good.
Rampage. Rampage.
I bring justice.
Shut down.
Oh, that's bad.
An enemy has been slain.
And I should not be taking these trades. I gotta find a way to clear this wave. I didn't take that, thank god.
Keep faith in yourself.
Okay, that's huge. Cannon wave. I can probably get back unless he hits me with an axe. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
For those who cannot.
Probably not gonna rush that. I'll probably stick with the Lethal Dancer or whatever it's called, Phantom Dancer, and then I'll switch over to that. But I'm definitely gonna try to get some anti-heal on me.
For the muscle.
Your team has destroyed. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
That was bad, dude. Oh my god. That was so fucking bad. Oh my god. I don't even want to talk about that.
Bring their ranks. Our courage never wavers.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Oh, we're so fucked. Great. Okay, time for the top tier goal for gameplay. I haven't been able to show my other games. They've been just too much swamps and dominations by my part. Just don't check my OPGG or don't check my match history. That someone else was playing. My girlfriend was playing at that time using her account. So Wasn't me. Don't judge those games. But yeah, looking forward to play the new map. There's a few champs I kind of wanted to play again. I play a lot of Mundo, and I feel like Mundo's gonna just be even better on this patch. So I kind of want to play Mundo a little bit. I've been playing a little bit of Garen recently, just because he's gonna help me like climb real fast if I start playing Mundo. He allows me to focus more on like more fundamentals, more like small things, and more map awareness. When I'm playing like champs that are more CC reliant, or I'm like trying to position myself well, like if I'm Sion, Cho'Gath, or all these other things, I'm focused so much on like the 1v1 trades. So I'm gonna try to go something with not as much skill expression. I mean, Garen does have the skill shot R, but other than that, he's kind of a brain dead champ. Same with Mundo. But yeah, if anyone has any recommendations of what champs to play, I'm not scared. If you want me to go in Zillion top, I'll do it, dude. I'm willing. Might be degenerate, but I want you guys to know I'm willing to go there, you know? So all my subscribers that play Lux support, I hate you. That's 2 games in a row Mundo was taken. Oh my god. You know what? I'm going to put my last match. I want to show my statistics of the last match. I'm probably not going to show the gameplay. But this is my revenge match. I was saying I was going to go Volibear or something, but nah. We get in revenge right here, right now. I got some good news, guys. Statistically, I am likely to win this game. Not only does Mundo not have a skin, but he doesn't have Corporate Mundo skin. If he had Corporate Mundo skin, I'll be honest, I'd be shitting my pants right now. Okay, he's playing a little safe right now, which I get. I actually played this awfully. I'll have to ultra push this. I fucked that up. Okay. That's not bad. I got pushed pretty quick. Okay, yeah, and I pushed that. We're good. I probably could have ignited him there. Yeah, the way this is setting me up to ignite him.
What we do is right. Charge!
First blood. An enemy has been slain.
Oh my god, no way that hits, bro. I mean, once I get 6, he's fucked.
I stand ready.
Okay, that's huge. Oh, come on, come on, come on. He's 6, right? Oh, he's so fucked. Okay, that was close. I was kind of shitting my pants, low-key. I am not going to cap to you. My revenge didn't get fulfilled. That sucks. Okay. I got 1 kill though, so we'll take it. So here are my final thoughts about Season 25.09. I really didn't like a lot of the things they introduced in this patch. Some of the objective changes I think were good ideas. Like the Otacon, the Voracious was just not good at all. But it's hard to really give them props for that when it's a problem they created. So it's like they created the problem of the Voracious Otacon, and then all they really did was get rid of it. So, but the main really big problem I have with this patch is the bounty system being changed like this. I've already had multiple games where my opponent or I were super fed, but the team was down in gold. So instead of me getting the bounty, or they getting the bounty, the person on the winning team got it. Which really makes no sense, especially when you're behind in gold. I truly don't understand what they're going for. I know they're wanting to go for the flip-floppy stuff, like comebacks can now happen. Like I was saying earlier, that I think a lot of scaling champs are going to be doing better. So I think they're trying to kind of push towards that, but I don't really like the way they're doing it, because this kind of stops a lot of like the incentives of having these early game type of champs, and I just don't really think it's good for League in general.